These are the things that you want to consider before you start driving with DoorDash.
We come from poverty, man, we ain't have a thing.
We come from poverty, man, we ain't have a thing.
If you've been online, you've definitely seen that DoorDash is turning their ad game up. Man, I've seen their ads everywhere. They got ads on YouTube, they got ads on Facebook, and ads on Instagram. They running ads like crazy because right now, people definitely need to make a few extra dollars, and DoorDash sounds like an amazing way, right? You get to drive part-time, you create your schedule in your own car, and you deliver some food, you make a couple extra $100 a week, all the way up to a couple $1,000s a week. What could be better? But these are some of the things that I want you to consider before you start, because this is what I've experienced and the people that I know have experienced, and I don't want you to fall down that rabbit hole.
Tell them to bring me my money.
So for starters, before you start driving with DoorDash, this is something I want you to consider. What is your enter strategy and your exit strategy? Because the weekly money that they pay can cause you to forget your goals, your dreams. You will mess around and let that money hold you captive for far too long. Don't let the money that they're paying you let you feel like that's what you're worth, and that's what your time is worth, that's what your effort is worth, and that's what your energy is worth. It's not. You're worth way more than what they could ever pay you. So now that we got that out the way, the next thing that I want you to consider is you also have to factor in not just fuel costs, because when you're operating so with DoorDash, you're going to be operating a business. You don't have a job. You do not work for them unless you work for them. If you deliver food, you work for you. You just pick up contracts from them. So since they are not your employer, there's a lot of things outside of gas that aren't factored in when you're thinking about your pay as a paycheck. That's not what that is. That, right, is simply the gross pay that you received from making deliveries. That's the gross pay. To calculate the net pay that you receive from making deliveries, you have to deduct fuel costs. You also have to put a percentage of the pay aside to factor in maintenance. You definitely gonna need oil changes faster than what you would if you were just driving your car normally, right? You definitely are going, a tire might pop. You gotta replace that tire. That's your responsibility. That ain't got nothing to do with it, right? If something happens with your engine, your transmission ain't shifting like it used to, your brakes start going out and you gotta pump them like this right here, those are all things that you're going to have to pay for, that you have to calculate and expect before you start working with DoorDash, because you can get the blinders put on you by the need for money. You need the money right now, and that makes sense. We all need some extra money right now. But the blinders that get put on you when the money is coming in is as if that is not gross pay. Along those lines, but under that, the taxes, right? They're not taking adequate taxes out of every time you get paid. So then when it comes time to put in your W-2 like you usually would, you're not gonna put in a W-2, you're gonna put in a 1099, and you're going to be responsible for your taxes. They gave you this much, and because they gave you this much, out of that amount of money that they gave you, you owe the IRS some of that. Uncle Sam wants his cut. And because he wants his cut, you have to understand your deductions. You gotta know every time you do take your car to get maintenance, deduct that. Every time you have to stop while you're working and feed you, rehydrate you, that water, yeah, that Monster Energy, yeah, that donut that you ate that morning, yeah, deduct all of that. Put them receipts, take a picture of them, and make sure you deduct all of that when it's time to file your taxes, because otherwise, it's gonna cost you the money. You're gonna be door dashing for Uncle Sam's money. So just think about that for a moment. Like, you're gonna do it for a whole year, and then for maybe 2 weeks out of that, that's gonna be Uncle Sam's money. But your bills ain't gonna, Uncle Sam don't say, well, yeah, I know rent due, but you know what I'm saying? No, you are responsible for paying that. So that's something that you gotta consider. As well as, so let's move on to the next phase. your overall health. You have to understand you. I know you want, again, we all need the money. I know you need the money, but you got to understand your health. When you spend that much time in the car, first of all, there's going to be posture issues automatically unless you hold the seat like it's supposed to be. So unless you drive like this, 10 and 2 with the, man, ain't nobody drive. You drive like that. I don't drive like that. So if you do, then your posture issues might be a little less. But if you don't, right, you're going to have posture issues because you're not supposed to be in the car cooped up like that for 8, 9, 10 hours a day. You're supposed to, your body wants to get out and move. So you got to also pay attention to that, as well as there's going to be a lot of meals that you're going to eat in the car. You're going to gain a few pounds. Yeah. If you ain't eating the right thing, which most of the time we ain't eating the right thing. If you ain't eating the right thing, you going to gain a few pounds. Yeah. Because you're sitting down all day. You're not active and this is all you're doing. You ain't burning no calories doing this. This ain't burning nothing. You know what I'm talking about? Especially not for what you're putting in. And everything that you're eating is oftentimes fast food because you're on the go. You can't make no meal on the road. I don't know how they did that. So that's something also to consider. So these are some of the things that you got to watch out for before you start driving with DoorDash or any other delivery service. Outside of that, you definitely want to make sure you got your ducks in a row. If this is what you choose to do, then definitely run your money up. And what I would recommend is document the process. Give yourself, let's say 6 months. You document the process and then show the world that this was your 6-month journey. You would be amazed at the people that are on the sideline thinking about starting. They want to see how it treated you. They want to know how much money you earned. They want to know what you did with the money. And from there, pivot into something you actually want to do, you would love to do, and it's healthy for your body. And with that being said, that's this episode, guys, and this week's side hustle that we wanted to go over.
Better. I remember when that hunger left me. Remember when it came back, made me something special.
We was done. Y'all thought we was done. Listen, this is what I want y'all to do. I want y'all to like somewhere down there, but I want y'all to subscribe somewhere over there. And please feel free to watch the other video. Definitely go check out the shorts, man. We on them joints every day. We'll see y'all soon.